Night is the threshold between worlds, where the lamp of day grows dim and the inner lamp glows bright with spiritual authority. At this holy hour, when the conscious mind loosens its vigilant grip on the day's activities and concerns, you stand at the most powerful moment for transformation in the entire 24-hour cycle. The evening transition into sleep represents far more than a biological necessity. It is a sacred doorway between the seen and unseen realms, where your spoken word carries the creative force to reshape your entire financial reality. The subconscious mind, that vast and faithful servant of your deepest beliefs, operates according to entirely different principles than the analytical conscious mind that dominates your waking hours. While your conscious awareness questions, doubts, and filters every thought through the lens of past experience, the subconscious accepts whatever is impressed upon it with unwavering obedience. This inner realm does not argue from your declarations. It simply receives them as commands and begins immediately to orchestrate circumstances, attract opportunities, and inspire actions that correspond to the pattern you have given it. During the evening hours, as the critical faculties of the conscious mind begin to relax their vigilant guard, a remarkable transformation occurs. The mental barriers that might ordinarily scrutinize and reject new ideas about prosperity become increasingly permeable. This twilight state, often called the hypnagogic threshold, creates a natural condition of heightened receptivity, where your declarations can sink directly into the fertile soil of subconscious acceptance without interference from doubt, fear, or logical objection. Consider the wisdom of the gardener who understands that certain seeds thrive when planted in the gentle evening hours, when the earth is moist with dew and quiet with expectancy. Your evening declarations are spiritual seeds planted in prepared consciousness. The subconscious mind, like rich garden soil, will nurture whatever seeds you plant within it, whether they be seeds of abundance or seeds of lack. Most individuals unknowingly sow thoughts of financial struggle throughout their day, but the evening declaration offers you the opportunity to consciously override these limiting plantings with vibrant seeds of prosperity and unlimited supply. The true power of evening declarations lies not merely in their ability to program your subconscious mind, but in their capacity to set into motion the invisible forces that work throughout the night while your conscious awareness rests. Your subconscious never sleeps, never ceases its creative activity, and never stops translating the impressions you have given it into corresponding experiences in your outer world. When you impress your deeper mind with thoughts of abundant money flow before sleep, it works tirelessly through the dark hours, arranging circumstances, inspiring ideas, and preparing the way for tomorrow's financial blessings. This nocturnal creative process operates through what can only be described as miraculous means. The subconscious mind has direct access to infinite intelligence and can orchestrate events in ways that the limited human intellect could never devise. It can prompt you to make a phone call at precisely the right moment, guide you to meet exactly the person who holds your next opportunity, or inspire you with a brilliant idea that leads to substantial financial increase. All of this divine coordination begins with the seeds of prosperity you plant through your evening declarations. Sacred preparation transforms your evening practice from mere repetition into powerful spiritual ritual. Prepare your chamber as a sanctuary for this holy appointment. Dim the lights, still the devices that connect you to the world's confusion, and bring your attention to the rhythm of your breath and the pulse of your heart. These simple acts announce to your subconscious that a sacred appointment is at hand. Your inner mind responds to ceremony and reverence, recognizing that something significant is about to be impressed upon it. The quality of your declarations must match the sacred nature of this practice. Speak as one who knows that the invisible is cause and the visible is effect. Your words must carry the authority of spiritual law, not the pleading tone of desperation or the tentative voice of uncertainty. Say with calm conviction, "Money flows to me now in increasing measure." Not, "I hope money will come to me someday." The subconscious understands present tense commands and responds to the feeling of certainty behind your to words. Feeling is the secret ingredient that transforms mere words into creative force. The subconscious responds not only to the content of your declarations, but to the emotional quality that accompanies them. Use your imagination to clothe your statements with living feeling. See your bank accounts flourishing with increase. Feel the relief of obligations satisfied. Experience the quiet dignity of abundant supply. These mental pictures, warmed by genuine emotion, become molds that the unseen substance can fill with corresponding physical manifestation. Your evening practice also serves as a powerful cleansing ritual, washing away the accumulated negative impressions of the day. Throughout your waking hours, you are constantly exposed to conversations about financial struggle, news of economic uncertainty, and the general atmosphere of material limitation that pervades much of human thinking. These negative impressions, if allowed to remain in your consciousness as you sleep, continue their destructive work throughout the night, reinforcing patterns of lack and financial difficulty. By deliberately choosing to fill your mind with thoughts of abundance before sleep, you wash away these contaminating influences and replace them with life-giving truths that support your prosperity. This conscious cleansing ensures that your subconscious works with pure, positive material, rather than the mixed messages that lead to confused and unsatisfactory results in your financial experience. Many individuals carry deeply ingrained patterns of financial limitation, inherited beliefs, and past experiences of lack that have programmed their subconscious with invisible barriers to prosperity. These old patterns can unconsciously deflect opportunities and resist financial flow, even when abundance is consciously desired. Your evening declarations offer a systematic method for reprogramming these limiting beliefs. Each night, as you consciously plant seeds of abundance, you gradually replace the weeds of lack with the vibrant flora of prosperity. It is a gentle yet incredibly powerful process of spiritual transformation, reshaping your inner landscape to reflect the abundance you seek. The law of substitution becomes your ally during these sacred evening moments. Where a fearful thought about money attempts to intrude, immediately substitute a royal declaration of abundance. If your mind whispers, "What if there is not enough?" replace it instantly with "My supply is infinite and immediate." Repeat with calm insistence until the mind grows still. The repeated word, especially spoken at night, acts like a gentle tide, smoothing the rough shores of doubt and fear. Your evening declarations create a direct connection with the unlimited creative power of the universe itself. When you speak words of abundance with faith and conviction before sleep, you are not merely engaging in positive thinking, but participating in a profound spiritual practice that aligns you with the very source of all supply. This evening ritual becomes a nightly appointment with infinite intelligence, a sacred covenant that strengthens your connection to divine abundance and increases your capacity to receive and channel prosperity into your life. Consistency compounds the power of this practice exponentially. A single evening declaration plants a seed. A week of declarations waters the soil. A season of steadfast practice produces a harvest of transformed circumstances. Treat this practice as you would any essential act of spiritual hygiene, a non-negotiable appointment with your own prosperity consciousness. In a remarkably short time, you will notice subtler sleep, clearer morning inspiration, and gentle turns of fortune that signal the invisible forces are responding to your faithful declarations. The cumulative effect of consistent evening declarations is truly transformative. Each night reinforces new neural pathways of abundance, strengthening your natural capacity to attract and receive financial good. Over time, you will find yourself automatically making choices, recognizing opportunities, and attracting circumstances that align perfectly with your declared prosperity. Your subconscious, having received its clear marching orders, begins to direct your steps, inspire your actions, and open doors that were previously invisible or inaccessible. Guard your final 5 waking minutes as the golden gate through which tomorrow's blessings must pass. These precious moments color the first hours of sleep, when your mind is most impressionable and receptive to spiritual programming. Do not offer this sacred threshold to the world's confusion, but consecrate it to the word of abundance. Even a brief, sincere practice carries tremendous power when performed with reverence and faith. Remember that your declarations are not working in isolation, but are escorted by the invisible hosts of harmony that govern all manifestation. The same intelligence that directs the tides, opens every flower, and provides for every creature is the one that governs your supply. Night is the covenant hour when you renew your partnership with this infinite source, laying down your weapons of worry and taking up the scepter of spiritual dominion over your financial affairs. Through this sacred practice of evening declarations, you transform from one who hopes for prosperity to one who commands it, from one who fears financial lack to one who expects abundant supply, from one who struggles with money to one who flows in harmony with the endless circulation of divine abundance. Your words, planted in the fertile silence of the evening hour, become the seeds of tomorrow's financial harvest, growing silently through the night into the full manifestation of money flowing to you with ease, joy, and perfect divine timing. The persistent illusion that supply is tethered to the whims of people, the rise and fall of economies, or the fleeting success of circumstance is the snare that traps so many in the barren fields of worry and lack. Each day, countless souls bow before the altars of employers, investors, clients, and the shifting winds of human favor, as though the treasures of the world were locked away in vaults guarded by chance. Yet this ceaseless striving, this anxious clinging to outward forms, is but the shadow cast by forgetfulness, a forgetting of the true, inexhaustible source from which all riches flow. Step into the silent sanctuary of night, and listen. The universe whispers of abundance unmeasured and undiminished. The ocean does not fear its tides will fail, nor does the sun withhold its warmth, nor the earth its harvest after harvest. Each breath of wind, each star-scattered sky, is a living testimony to the endless, renewing circulation of divine supply. You are not separate from this grand design. You are fashioned as a channel, not a beggar, a riverbed through which the golden current of prosperity flows, not a desperate petitioner scraping for crumbs at the banquet of life. The secret is simple and profound. Supply is not born of persons, places, or conditions. These are but instruments in the unseen orchestra of abundance, channels through which the infinite chooses to flow. The source itself is changeless, boundless, and ever-present. When you cling to a particular channel, a job, a client, a circumstance, you mistake the music for the musician, the river for the rain. Release your grip, and the floodgates of provision open in 1,000 unexpected ways. My supply is infinite, you affirm within, and in that remembrance, fear loosens its hold, and your hands open to receive. To align with infinite supply is to awaken each morning and retire each night in the knowledge that you dwell in an ocean of substance, invisible yet real, ready to take form as money, opportunities, ideas, and right relationships. Your thoughts and words are the molds, this substance, the material, life, the workshop. Speak with gentle authority, for the spoken word is a scepter of dominion in the spiritual realm. Say, I am a clear channel for the riches of the infinite, under grace and in perfect ways. Let this royal decree answer every fog of worry and every rattle of doubt, for only divided thought delays the swift manifestation of good. The law of circulation governs all prosperity. As the lungs inhale and exhale, as the tides ebb and flow, so does wealth move in rhythmic currents. Consent joyfully to the outflow as well as the inflow. Bless every payment, every act of giving, for money that leaves your hand in gratitude returns tenfold. Clutching and resentment dam the river, blessing and thanksgiving release it. Each time you honor the law of circulation, you multiply your good, and the river of abundance answers the tone of your spirit. The vacuum law of prosperity calls you to clear away the worn garments of yesterday, clutter in closets, old accounts, stale resentments, inherited fears, making sacred space for your good. Each act of release, whether physical or mental, is a silent declaration. Space is sacred, and my good has a place to land. The universe abhors congestion and rushes to fill a prepared vessel. Remove the threadbare coat of smallness and don the append, robe of sufficiency, woven of faith and right expectancy. Forgiveness is a master key in this alignment. Each knot of grievance, each tangle of envy, binds the cord of supply. Bless the good you see in others, for in witnessing their prosperity, you multiply your own. Release every debtor in your mind, and the accounts of your life are freed. Let go of old errors and regrets around money, and the future is made clean and swift for increase. Every act of forgiveness unties a string around your wealth and sets it moving toward you with greater ease. Order is the signature of supply. Bring order to your desk, your wallet, your accounts. Numbered sequence, clean ledgers, and timely attention are acts of faith in substance. Treat each coin, each note, each receipt with respect, as if you were handling a sacred trust. Disorder whispers, I do not expect increase. Order declares, I am ready for more. The smallest act of order is a prophecy spoken with the hands, and what you have will multiply by agreement. Desire is holy when pure, for it is the divine knocking at the door of expression. Clarify your desire until it rings true relief from fear, freedom to serve, generosity that blesses many. When desire is clarified and consecrated, it becomes a magnetic pattern in your consciousness, a blueprint for substance to inhabit. The prayer of alignment is not a plea but a precise invitation. Infinite intelligence, design through me the right avenues for this good. Select the channels, perfect the timing, direct my steps. Faith is the bridge on which supply travels from the unseen to the seen. Faith does not strain or argue with appearances. It holds the picture steady while the outer pieces take their places. I now accept lavish supply. I now move in perfect order. I now welcome happy surprises from expected and unexpected avenues under grace. Such present tense words fix the mold. Feeling fills it with life. Imagination is the dressmaker of fortune, cutting the pattern and selecting the fabric. You are not asked to imagine how the river will reach you, but to imagine the end accomplished, the feeling of it, the dignity of it, the relief and joy of it. Construct in mind the calm of bills paid with ease, the cheer of giving generously, the poise of fair compensation. In the thin places at night before sleep, and in the dawn before the day's noise, let these images impress your deeper mind, for the deeper mind moves mountains quietly. Words are carriers of power. Idle talk of lack is like leaving the door open to thieves. Guard your tongue and refine your phrases until they match the reality you seek. Replace complaint with command. Where you might have said, money is tight, say, my supply is immediate and sufficient. Where you might have sighed, I never get a break, say, doors open for me in perfect sequence. The world may chatter of shortages, you answer with the language of abundance. Non-resistance keeps the current smooth. Bless the channel that closes, and turn with a light heart to the better that opens. What you resist, you magnetize. What you bless, you transform. Gentleness is power in motion. Serenity is faith at rest. Ask for guidance, and then listen. The answer may come as a quiet nudge, a sentence in a book, a name remembered, a sense to wait, or a push to move swiftly. Write down your nudges and honor them. Action is the bridge between inner alignment and outer demonstration. Even a small step, taken in faith, can open wide gates. Gratitude is the fragrance of alignment. Give thanks for the money in hand, the money in transit, the money unseen that is now forming. Thank the ideas that arrive, the helpers that appear, the order that develops. Gratitude tunes your instrument to the key of abundance, so the symphony of supply can play through you without dissonance. Consecrate your receiving and decide in advance that your abundance will bless many hands. Mark a portion for wise saving, a portion for joyful giving, a portion for circulation in beauty and order. The universe delights to enlarge the life that enlarges others. Alignment with infinite supply becomes a river that waters many fields, and each field, in gratitude, rains back upon you in multiplied ways. Fear is the master thief of prosperity, stealing not through force but through invitation, drawing to you the very conditions you most desperately wish to avoid. In the realm of financial affairs, fear wears countless disguises: the worried glance at bank statements, the sleepless rehearsal of unpaid bills, the gnawing anxiety about tomorrow's security, the paralyzing dread of making wrong choices. Yet each fearful thought is a prayer spoken in reverse, a creative decree that the universe must honor according to the immutable law of mind. What you fear, you magnetize. What you dread, you draw near. What you worry about, you invite into manifestation with the same precision that faith attracts its corresponding good. The evening hour offers you the most sacred opportunity to perform spiritual surgery upon your consciousness, extracting every root of financial fear from the garden of your mind. This is not the shallow work of positive thinking or the temporary covering of anxiety with cheerful platitudes. This is the profound alchemy of consciousness, where the base metals of worry are transmuted into the pure gold of unshakable faith in divine supply. As you stand at the threshold between waking and sleeping, between conscious will and subconscious power, you possess the authority to command the complete dissolution of every pattern that has bound you to limitation. Fear operates as creative power turned against itself, faith inverted and misdirected toward lack rather than abundance. Your subconscious mind, that faithful servant which never sleeps and never argues, receives every fearful thought as a command to be fulfilled. When you lie awake calculating insufficient funds, rehearsing conversations about delayed payments, or imagining scenarios of financial disaster, you are programming your deeper mind with blueprints of scarcity. The subconscious then works tirelessly through the night, arranging circumstances, attracting experiences, and inspiring actions that correspond perfectly to the patterns you have impressed upon it. Understanding this spiritual law empowers you to reverse the entire process. Just as fear attracts its corresponding experiences through precise spiritual mechanics, the complete release of fear creates a vacuum that abundance rushes to fill. When you truly surrender financial anxiety, you cease broadcasting the frequency of lack and begin emanating the pure vibration of trust. Your consciousness becomes a clear channel through which prosperity flows without obstruction, and the same law that once worked against you now operates powerfully in your favor. The technique of casting your burden represents one of the most powerful methods for releasing financial fear. Visualize gathering every monetary worry, every anxiety about supply, every dread about the future into a large bundle. See yourself lifting this heavy load from your shoulders and placing it upon the altar of divine love within your heart. Speak with quiet authority. I cast the burden of financial fear upon the divine love within me, and I go free. I am no longer responsible for worrying about my supply. I am only responsible for maintaining faith in my abundance. Create a sacred burden basket in your mind or beside your bed. As each specific fear arises, rent payments, unexpected expenses, job security, investment concerns, place it deliberately into this vessel of release. Name each fear specifically. I cast the burden of next month's rent upon divine law for perfect resolution. I cast the burden of my child's tuition upon infinite supply. I cast the burden of business expenses upon the source that never fails. Feel the physical relief as each weight is lifted from your consciousness and surrendered to the higher power that delights in solving what seems impossible to human reasoning. Your subconscious mind is most receptive during the transition into sleep, when the critical faculties of conscious thought relax their vigilant guard. This twilight threshold becomes your laboratory for consciousness transformation. Speak directly to your deeper mind with the authority of one who knows spiritual law. Beloved subconscious, I now give you new instructions. Refuse every thought of financial lack. Accept only patterns of increase and abundance. While I sleep, work to attract perfect opportunities, inspired ideas, and channels of prosperity. Arrange circumstances for my financial success under grace, in perfect ways. Replace the habit of falling asleep to worried calculations with the practice of impressing your subconscious with images of financial freedom. See your bank accounts flourishing with increase. Feel the relief of obligations satisfied with ease. Experience the quiet dignity of abundant supply flowing through every area of your life. These mental pictures, clothed with genuine feeling and gratitude, become molds that invisible substance fills with corresponding physical manifestation. Financial fear often carries the accumulated weight of past experiences, inherited beliefs, and unhealed wounds around money. Complete release requires the master key of forgiveness applied to every aspect of your financial history. Forgive yourself for every worried thought you have entertained, every anxious word you have spoken about money, every sleepless night spent in calculation and concern. These patterns arose not from malice, but from ignorance of your true spiritual nature and unlimited supply. Forgive every person you have blamed for financial challenges, parents who may have passed down scarcity consciousness, employers who seemed unfair, clients who delayed payment, institutions that appeared to work against you. This forgiveness is not about condoning wrong actions, but about freeing yourself from energetic chains that bind you to limitation. Resentment is expensive, costing you peace and prosperity. Forgiveness is profitable, returning to you the creative power you have given away and opening fresh channels for your good to flow. Forgive your past financial mistakes with the same compassion you would show a dear friend. Declare, I forgive myself for every unwise choice made from fear or ignorance. I release all shame about past money matters. I am now aligned with divine wisdom in all financial affairs. This cleansing of consciousness creates clean space for new patterns of prosperity to take root and flourish. Nature abhors a vacuum, and the mind must be given something constructive to hold in place of the fears you are releasing. As you surrender each anxious thought, immediately substitute a corresponding truth of abundance, where fear whispers, there is not enough. Let faith declare, my supply is infinite and immediate. Where worry suggests, I might lose everything. Let confidence affirm, I am divinely protected and provided for. Where anxiety argues, the future is uncertain. Let trust respond, my good is assured by spiritual law. Practice this replacement technique with the precision of a skilled craftsman. When a fearful thought about money attempts to enter your consciousness, do not fight it or push it away. Simply observe it with detached compassion and choose to turn your attention to life-giving truth. Treat worried thoughts like unwelcome visitors. Acknowledge them politely, but do not invite them in for dinner or offer them a place to stay overnight. Create specific counter-statements for your most persistent fears. If you worry about job security, prepare the response. Divine intelligence has perfect work for me, and I am guided to it in perfect timing. If you fear unexpected expenses, have ready. I am always provided with exactly what I need, when I need it, in ways that surprise and delight me. The repeated, conscious declaration of truth overrides old fear-based programming and imprints your subconscious with new patterns of confidence and supply. Fear often manifests as physical tension, a knot in the solar plexus, tightness in the chest, clenched jaw muscles, or shallow breathing. Your evening practice must include the body in the process of release. As you prepare for sleep, breathe consciously and deliberately. With each exhale, release fear, worry, and anxiety about money. Visualize these limiting energies leaving your body as dark smoke, dissolved forever in the infinite light that surrounds you. With each inhale, draw in peace, confidence, and faith in your abundant supply. Place your hand over your heart and speak directly to your physical form. Peace, be still. Divine order governs my financial affairs now. Imagine every muscle receiving this command of tranquility. Feel tension melting away as your body agrees with the truth of your spiritual abundance. Your posture, your breath, your very cellular structure can testify to the law of prosperity you have accepted. Create a simple ritual of physical release. As you remove your clothes for sleep, imagine shedding the day's financial worries along with them. As you wash your face, visualize cleansing away every trace of monetary anxiety. As you settle into bed, feel yourself sinking into the arms of infinite love, completely supported and provided for. These physical actions, performed with conscious intention, signal to your subconscious that transformation is taking place on every level of your being. Gratitude operates as the most powerful transformer of consciousness, shifting your vibrational frequency from the low notes of fear to the high harmonies of abundance. It is impossible to feel genuine appreciation and financial anxiety simultaneously. They exist on entirely different energetic planes. When worry about money attempts to cloud your peace, immediately shift your focus to everything you do possess, every blessing already present in your experience. Give thanks for the roof sheltering you, the food nourishing you, the clothes protecting you, the breath sustaining you, the love surrounding you. Thank the money currently in your possession, blessing it for its service and watching it multiply through appreciation. Thank every bill you pay, seeing it as circulation that returns to you increased. Thank every person who compensates you for your work, and bless every person you compensate for theirs. Express gratitude for your financial good that is still invisible, acknowledging the abundance that is forming in the unseen realm before it appears in physical manifestation. I give thanks for the money that is flowing to me now. I give thanks for the opportunities being arranged while I sleep. I give thanks for the perfect solution to every dot and financial need. This advanced thanksgiving demonstrates faith in spiritual law and accelerates the manifestation of your desired good. Trust represents the direct antidote to fear, the spiritual medicine that dissolves anxiety and replaces it with serene confidence. Where fear sees obstacles and limitations, trust perceives infinite possibilities and unfailing source. Cultivating unwavering trust means knowing, beyond all outer appearances, that your supply flows directly from the universal bank, which knows no depletion, recession, or limit. Trust in divine timing dissolves the urgency that feeds financial fear. Anxiety often arises from demanding that your good appear in specific ways at specific times, and when circumstances do not conform to your human schedule, panic ensues. Release your tight grip on timing and allow divine intelligence to orchestrate the perfect sequence of events for your highest benefit. What appears as delay may be divine preparation. What seems like a pause's closed door may be protection from lesser good so that greater blessing can reach you. Practice non-resistance to the natural flow of financial circulation. What you resist persists and grows stronger through your attention and opposition. What you release with blessing transforms and often disappears entirely. When a bill arrives, bless it rather than resenting it. When an expected payment delays, trust rather than worry. When circumstances seem challenging, maintain faith rather than succumbing to fear. This gentle non-resistance keeps the channels of prosperity clear and flowing. Establish a consistent evening ritual that signals to your subconscious that sacred work is beginning. Dim the lights in your sleeping space, disconnect from devices that connect you to worldly concerns, and bring your attention to the rhythm of your breath and the beating of your heart. These simple preparations announce that a holy appointment is at hand. Begin with conscious acknowledgement of any financial fears that have accumulated during the day. Name them specifically without judgment. Worry about tomorrow's obligations, anxiety about income sufficiency, concern about unexpected expenses. Bring each fear into the gentle light of awareness, for what is acknowledged can be released. Speak your burden-casting statements with quiet authority. I cast every financial worry upon the divine love within me. I release all anxiety about money to the source that never fails. I surrender every fear about supply to the infinite intelligence that governs all provision. Feel the physical sensation of weight lifting from your shoulders as you make this conscious transfer. Replace each released fear with its corresponding truth. Create a dialogue between the voice of worry and the voice of faith, allowing truth to have the final word in every exchange. Spend several minutes in conscious gratitude, appreciating every form of abundance already present in your life and giving advance thanks for the financial good that is on its way to you. Close your practice with affirmative prayer that programs your subconscious for overnight transformation. As I sleep, divine intelligence adjusts my financial affairs in perfect order. Every cause of fear is dissolved and replaced by perfect outcomes. I awaken to guidance, provision, and delightful surprises. My supply flows to me easily, joyfully, and continuously from expected and unexpected sources. It is done according to perfect divine law, under grace, in perfect ways. Guard your final conscious moments before sleep as sacred territory. Let your last thoughts be of gratitude, faith, and peaceful expectancy. Trust that the night is a faithful accountant working on your behalf, balancing ledgers beyond your sight, arranging circumstances for your prosperity, and preparing tomorrow's blessings while you rest in the arms of infinite love. Through this consistent practice of complete fear release, you gradually transform from one who worries about money to one who expects abundance, from one who fears financial lack to one who trusts in divine provision, from one who struggles with supply to one who flows in harmony with the endless circulation of universal abundance. Each evening becomes a sacred appointment with your own prosperity consciousness, and each morning greets you with evidence of the miraculous work that fear's absence allows to unfold in your financial affairs. In the invisible realm, where all manifestation begins, gratitude stands as the supreme magnetic force, drawing to you increased abundance with the precision of natural law and the grace of divine love. It is far more than pleasant sentiment or social courtesy. Gratitude operates as spiritual electricity, a living current that charges your consciousness with irresistible, attractive power and transforms your entire relationship with money from one of anxiety and struggle to one of joyful expectation and effortless flow. When you truly understand gratitude as creative force rather than mere response, you hold in your hands the golden key that unlocks every storehouse of supply and opens wide the channels through which prosperity must flow. The evening hours provide the most sacred sanctuary for cultivating this magnetic force of appreciation. As day surrenders to night and your consciousness becomes receptive to deeper truths, you can deliberately direct the power of heartfelt thanksgiving toward every aspect of your financial life. This is not the shallow practice of listing things you think you should appreciate, but the profound alchemy of finding genuine thankfulness for what exists now, while simultaneously expressing advanced gratitude for the abundance that is forming in the unseen realm, preparing to manifest in your physical experience with perfect timing and divine precision. Gratitude operates according to exact spiritual laws that are as reliable and unchanging as any principle of physics or mathematics. In the grand economy of the universe, like energy attracts like energy, and when your heart and mind overflow with sincere thanksgiving for blessings already present in your life, that Brecht why, you broadcast a powerful signal of abundance that acts as an irresistible magnet for more of the same. Your consciousness begins to resonate at the frequency of prosperity itself, and the law of attraction responds by arranging circumstances, inspiring ideas, and opening doors that bring you additional experiences matching this elevated vibration. This magnetic principle works with mathematical precision and spiritual certainty. Express sincere gratitude for $10 with genuine feeling, and you create the energetic conditions for receiving 20. Appreciate the roof over your head with heartfelt acknowledgement, and improvements to your living situation begin to unfold in ways you could never have planned or forced. Thank the person who compensates you for your services with warm recognition, and additional sources of income start to appear through channels both expected and surprising. The key lies not in the amount you currently possess, but in the sincerity and depth of your appreciation for whatever abundance is present in your experience right now. Most individuals make the critical error of waiting for their circumstances to improve before feeling truly grateful, not realizing they have reversed the natural order of manifestation and placed the cart before the horse. This backwards approach is like a farmer refusing to plant seeds until he sees a harvest, or a musician waiting for applause before playing the symphony. Gratitude must precede increase, not follow it. Thanksgiving is not a consequence of receiving abundance, it is the very cause of receiving it. Appreciation creates the magnetic field that attracts prosperity, while waiting for prosperity before expressing gratitude maintains the very lack you seek to overcome and keeps you trapped in cycles of delayed good. Your evening practice of magnetic gratitude begins with conscious recognition and heartfelt appreciation of every form of abundance already present in your experience. Take precious moments in the quiet sanctuary of night to acknowledge with genuine feeling every blessing in your life, however small it may appear to human reasoning. Give thanks for the roof sheltering you, the clothes protecting you, the food nourishing you, the air sustaining you, the health flowing through you, the love surrounding you, the talents expressing through you, and the very life force that animates your being with divine intelligence. Do not dismiss these gifts as ordinary or insignificant, for each represents a testament to the ongoing provision of infinite supply and evidence that the universe delights in caring for you with lavish attention to every detail of your needs. When you truly appreciate what you have with the full feeling of your heart, you immediately shift your focus from what appears to be missing to the undeniable proof of abundance already manifested. This shift in attention is a shift in vibration, and it is this higher frequency that acts as the magnetic pull, drawing more good into your experience with increasing ease and joy. Every dollar in your possession carries within it the seed of multiplication, but this potential remains dormant until activated by conscious appreciation and grateful recognition. Hold your wallet or purse in your hands during your evening practice and speak directly to the currency within, with reverence and thanksgiving. I bless you and appreciate your faithful service in my life. I honor your presence and welcome your increase through divine law. This simple act transforms your relationship with money from one of anxiety, indifference, or unconscious handling to one of mutual respect, cooperation, and sacred partnership. Thank your bank accounts with the same sincerity you would show a dear friend, regardless of their DACTR, current balance, or recent activity. Speak to them as living entities that respond to appreciation and blessing. I give thanks for you and bless your steady growth. I appreciate every deposit that flows to you and honor every withdrawal as circulation that returns to me multiplied according to spiritual law. This practice shifts your consciousness from focusing on what seems insufficient to a next wigzackle, recognizing and amplifying the abundance that is already present and actively working in your financial affairs. Money is energy in constant motion, and gratitude serves as the sacred oil that keeps this energy flowing smoothly through your experience, without obstruction or resistance. Every financial transaction, whether incoming or outgoing, presents a golden opportunity to apply the magnetic force of heartfelt appreciation and conscious blessing. When you receive payment for your work, services, or investments, thank not only the money itself but also the person or institution providing it, creating an energetic bond of mutual blessing that often results in increased compensation, additional opportunities, or unexpected bonuses from the same source. More challenging but equally important is the transformative practice of blessing money as it flows from your possession. When paying bills, purchasing necessities, or making investments, express sincere gratitude for the services you receive in exchange, recognizing each transaction as sacred circulation rather than painful loss. Thank your electric company for providing power that illuminates your life, your landlord for offering shelter that protects your family, your grocery store for supplying nourishment that sustains your body. This grateful approach to spending transforms what many experience as financial drain into joyful participation in the great circulation of abundance, and the money you bless as it leaves your hands returns to you multiplied through channels that surprise and delight you. Create a sacred ritual around bill paying that incorporates conscious gratitude and deliberate blessing. As you write each check or authorize each electronic payment, pause in recognition of the service being provided and the circulation being honored. Visualize your payment as a seed of prosperity planted in fertile soil, destined to grow and return to you, increased according to the law of multiplication that governs all giving and receiving. Speak words of blessing over every transaction with quiet authority. I give thanks for this sacred exchange of energy. I bless this payment with love and welcome its return to me, multiplied in perfect ways under grace. The most powerful and transformative application of gratitude as magnetic force involves expressing heartfelt appreciation for financial good that exists in the invisible realm, but has not yet appeared in physical form. This advanced thanksgiving represents a profound act of faith that demonstrates absolute trust in spiritual law and accelerates the manifestation of your desired abundance with remarkable speed and precision. As you prepare for sleep in the sacred transition between conscious will and subconscious power, give thanks with the same conviction and feeling you would use to thank someone for a gift already received and enjoyed. Speak into the receptive silence of evening with unwavering certainty. I give thanks for the perfect financial solution that is now manifesting in my experience. I appreciate the abundant supply that is flowing to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am grateful for the money that is mine by divine right and spiritual inheritance. This advanced gratitude creates a powerful magnetic field that draws your invisible good into visible manifestation by establishing the vibration of accomplished fact rather than hopeful wishing. Develop specific gratitude statements for different aspects of your financial life, clothing each with genuine feeling and present tense conviction. If you desire increased income, give thanks for the raise, promotion, or new opportunity that is forming in the unseen realm. I am so grateful for the perfect increase in my income that is now unfolding in divine order. If you need a specific sum of money, express appreciation for that exact amount as though it were already deposited in your account. I give thanks for the $5,000 that is flowing to me easily and joyfully for this perfect purpose. If you seek financial freedom, thank the universe for the independence and security that represents your spiritual birthright. I appreciate the complete financial freedom that is mine through divine law. Gratitude operates as the most powerful antidote to the corrosive effects of financial fear, worry, and anxiety about money matters. When concerns about supply attempt to cloud your peace or disturb your rest, immediately shift your attention to something for which you can feel genuine appreciation, knowing that it is impossible to experience both gratitude and fear simultaneously in the same consciousness. These opposite vibrations cannot occupy the same mental space, and gratitude instantly raises your frequency, breaking the spell of limitation and restoring your connection to the truth of infinite supply that is your spiritual heritage. Use this principle deliberately during your evening practice by transforming every financial concern into an opportunity for grateful recognition. If worry about tomorrow's obligations attempts to disturb your peace, respond with thanksgiving for the perfect provision that is already arranged. I am grateful that every need is met in divine order and perfect timing. If anxiety about income sufficiency tries to steal your serenity, answer with appreciation for the multiple streams of abundance flowing toward you. I give thanks for the increasing prosperity that comes to me through channels I have not even imagined. This conscious replacement of fear with gratitude serves as a spiritual reset button, instantly returning you to alignment with your abundant nature and dissolving the mental barriers that block the flow of financial good. Each time you choose appreciation over anxiety, you strengthen the neural pathways of prosperity, consciousness, and weaken the old patterns of lack and limitation that may have governed your financial experience in the past. Establish a consistent evening routine that builds gratitude momentum throughout each week and creates cumulative magnetic attraction for increased abundance. Begin each session by appreciating your physical body, your health, your relationships, and your basic needs being met, creating a foundation of general thanksgiving that raises your vibrational frequency and prepares your consciousness to magnetize financial prosperity. Move systematically through every area of your financial life, expressing sincere appreciation for what exists and heartfelt gratitude for what is manifesting. Create a gratitude journal specifically focused on financial appreciation, keeping it beside your bed as a sacred tool for consciousness transformation. Each evening, record at least 5 specific aspects of money, income, or abundance for which you feel genuinely grateful, including both current blessings and future good for which you are expressing advanced thanksgiving. Write with the feeling of deep appreciation flowing through your pen. I am grateful for the steady increase in my income. I appreciate the perfect clients who pay me promptly and generously. I give thanks for the financial freedom that allows me to bless others abundantly. Review previous entries regularly to reinforce the magnetic patterns you are creating and to witness the increased manifestation that follows consistent, grateful practice. You will discover that situations you thanked for in advance often manifest with startling accuracy and perfect timing, providing evidence of the law at work and strengthening your faith in the power of grateful expectation. Gratitude must extend beyond private practice into the realm of spoken word, for your tongue writes tomorrow's financial reality in the invisible book of life. Let your mouth become a fountain of praise for your supply, retiring forever every phrase that belittles your abundance or reinforces patterns of lack. No more things are tight, no more I can't afford, no more money always slips away. These are shackles forged of words that bind you to limitation and repel the very prosperity you seek to attract. Replace these poverty declarations with graceful statements of appreciation that acknowledge your spiritual inheritance. I am so grateful my needs are richly met in perfect ways. I appreciate how money circulates back to me with divine increase. I love the way doors open for me in perfect sequence. Timing. Speak this way, not as pretense or empty affirmation, but as prophecy spoken with the authority of one who knows spiritual law and expects its perfect fulfillment. Guard your evening hours, especially against casual complaints about financial matters, for the words you speak before sleep impress your subconscious mind with lasting patterns that work throughout the night. Instead, let your final conversations be seasoned with appreciation and expectant gratitude, blessing every financial topic that arises and speaking only words that support your prosperity consciousness. Gratitude multiplies exponentially when extended beyond your personal financial situation to include appreciation for the abundance flowing through others' lives. Bless the financial success of colleagues, friends, and even strangers, recognizing that prosperity is not a limited resource, but an infinite ocean from which all can draw without diminishing the supply available to others. When you hear of someone receiving a promotion, closing a profitable deal, or achieving financial breakthrough, respond with genuine celebration and heartfelt gratitude for their good fortune. This generous appreciation creates magnetic attraction for similar success in your own experience, for the universe responds to the vibration of your consciousness rather than the specific words you speak. Jealousy and resentment repel abundance by broadcasting the frequency of lack and competition, while sincere appreciation for others' prosperity magnetizes your own increase by establishing you as one who recognizes and celebrates abundance wherever it appears. Create a practice of silently blessing strangers' financial good as you move through your daily activities. When you observe someone making a purchase, bless their ability to afford what brings them joy. When you see people enjoying nice possessions or experiences, appreciate their prosperity rather than comparing or judging. This generous gratitude creates an invisible field of appreciation around you that attracts abundance from all directions and establishes you as a clear channel for the universe's endless circulation of good. Consistent gratitude practice creates compound interest in your consciousness, with each day's appreciation, building upon the previous day's magnetic momentum and creating cumulative attractive force that eventually reaches a tipping point where abundance begins flowing to you with increasing ease and frequency. Your evening gratitude sessions become investments in your prosperity consciousness that pay dividends of increased manifestation, improved circumstances, and expanded capacity to receive and channel financial good. Track the correlation between your gratitude practice and your financial experiences with the keen observation of a scientist studying natural law. Notice how days of sincere appreciation often precede unexpected income, helpful opportunities, or favorable circumstances. Observe how periods of consistent grateful practice correspond with overall improvement in your financial situation, increased confidence in money matters, and greater ease in handling financial decisions. This evidence reinforces your faith in gratitude as magnetic force and motivates continued practice even when outer appearances temporarily suggest otherwise. Develop gratitude as your automatic response to any financial experience, whether receiving payment, making purchases, or simply handling money in any form. Let appreciation be your immediate reaction, transforming your entire relationship with abundance from one of anxiety or indifference to one of joyful magnetic attraction. Your consciousness becomes a prosperity magnet that naturally draws increased financial good into every area of your experience. As you prepare for sleep each evening, let gratitude be the final conscious gift you offer to your subconscious mind. Speak softly into the receptive silence. I am thankful that money comes to me easily, joyfully, and continuously from expected and unexpected sources under grace. I appreciate the perfect provision that flows through my life, blessing me and enabling me to bless others abundantly. I give thanks for the financial freedom that is mine by divine right and spiritual law. Fall asleep wrapped in this atmosphere of grateful expectation, and awaken to find that your subconscious, bathed in appreciation throughout the night, has worked tirelessly to arrange circumstances, attract opportunities, and prepare the way for increased prosperity to flow into your experience with perfect timing and divine precision. Faith stands as the supreme spiritual faculty, the divine eyesight that perceives abundance where human vision sees only empty hands and unfulfilled needs. It transcends the frail optimism of wishful thinking and the desperate hoping of uncertain minds to become spiritual certainty in action, the calm, unshakable assurance that what exists as perfect truth in the invisible realm must, by immutable divine law, manifest in the visible world when claimed with unwavering conviction and persistent declaration. In the grand economy of the universe, cause dwells in the invisible, and effect appears in the visible, and faith becomes the master key that unlocks the treasure vaults of the unseen, drawing forth into tangible form the limitless abundance that has always been your spiritual inheritance. The evening hour transforms into your most sacred laboratory for faith development, where the day's noise quiets and your consciousness becomes receptive to the deeper truths that govern all manifestation. As you stand at the threshold between waking awareness and subconscious power, you possess the divine authority to plant seeds of absolute conviction in the fertile soil of your deeper mind, programming it throughout the night to arrange circumstances, attract opportunities, and open channels that correspond perfectly to the invisible reality you have claimed with faith. This is not mere mental exercise but profound spiritual work that engages the very forces of creation in service to your declared abundance. The living reality of the invisible realm, beyond the world of appearances where bank accounts seem insufficient and opportunities appear scarce, exists a vast dimension of unlimited supply, where every financial need is already met, every monetary desire already fulfilled, and every economic requirement already provided in perfect abundance. This invisible realm is not metaphysical speculation or comforting fantasy, but the actual source from which all material manifestation springs, the true treasury of the universe, from which every dollar that has ever exchanged hands first emerged as spiritual idea before crystallizing into physical form through the mysterious alchemy of faith and spoken word. Consider the wisdom of the architect who sees the completed skyscraper long before the first foundation stone is laid, or the artist who beholds the finished masterpiece while the canvas remains blank. Their creations exist first in the invisible realm of imagination and vision before taking form through skill and persistence. Your financial abundance operates according to this same principle. It exists now, complete and perfect, in the invisible storehouse of divine mind, awaiting only your recognition and acceptance to manifest in your physical experience with the precision of natural law and the grace of divine love. In this invisible dimension, there is no recession, no shortage, no competition for limited resources, no economic uncertainty or market volatility. The supply is inexhaustible, the provision endless, the abundance infinite and immediately available to all who learn to perceive with spiritual vision rather than physical sight. Your challenge is not to create prosperity from nothing. It already exists in perfect fullness. Your sacred task is to develop the inner knowing that transcends rational thought and sensory perception, opening your spiritual eyes to perceive the treasures that surround you on every side, invisible to mortal vision, but absolutely real to faith-illumined consciousness. The process by which invisible abundance becomes visible. Prosperity operates according to precise spiritual laws that are as reliable and unchanging as any principle of physics or mathematics. Invisible substance, the raw material from which all things are formed, exists in infinite abundance throughout the universe, neutral and responsive, taking whatever form is impressed upon it by conscious thought, spoken word, and unwavering belief. Your consciousness serves as the mold, your faith as the pressure that shapes this universal substance into the specific form of your financial desires, and your evening declarations as the creative commands that set this entire process into motion. When you hold a clear mental picture of abundant supply with steady faith and grateful expectation, you create what might be termed a spiritual pattern or template in the invisible realm. This pattern acts as an irresistible magnet, drawing to itself the substance, circumstances, people, and opportunities necessary for its physical manifestation. The more clearly you can envision your financial good, the more consistently you can maintain faith in its reality, and the more persistently you can declare its manifestation, the more rapidly it must appear in your tangible experience, according to the immutable law of mind in action. This divine process requires what could be called reverse vision, the ability to see the end result as already accomplished while present appearances suggest the opposite. Like the farmer who plants seeds in dark earth and trusts the invisible intelligence within them to produce the harvest, you must cultivate what might be termed spiritual stubbornness, the gentle but absolute refusal to be moved by temporary circumstances or delayed manifestation. Most individuals abandon their faith at the first sign of resistance or delay, not understanding that the invisible realm often requires a gestation period before spiritual patterns can fully crystallize into physical form. Your evening practice transforms from routine recitation into powerful spiritual ritual when approached with the reverence and authority of one who knows divine law and expects its perfect fulfillment. As the outer senses grow quiet and the inner workshop hums with creative activity, you enter this stillness with sacred preparation, laying down the armor of worry at the threshold and stepping into the sanctuary of absolute assurance. Create holy space by dimming lights, disconnecting from worldly concerns, and bringing your full attention to the presence of divine love that surrounds and fills you completely. Begin each session by acknowledging the invisible abundance that exists around you at this very moment. Speak with quiet authority born of spiritual understanding. I am surrounded by infinite supply. Abundant substance fills every space around me, waiting to take form according to my faith and word. I dwell in an ocean of prosperity that is invisible to physical eyes, but absolutely real to spiritual perception. Feel the truth of these statements penetrating your consciousness, creating an atmosphere of expectant faith that prepares your mind to receive and accept financial good with increasing ease and joy. Practice seeing with spiritual eyes rather than physical vision, developing what might be called faith sight that perceives the deeper reality behind all appearances. Where your bank statement shows a particular balance, see the unlimited account of divine supply from which all physical accounts are fed. Where your employment situation appears uncertain, perceive the perfect work that already exists for you in the invisible realm, complete with ideal compensation, congenial associates, and opportunities for creative expression. Where current income seems insufficient, behold the multiple streams of abundance that are forming in the unseen dimension, preparing to flow into your experience with perfect timing and divine precision. Your spoken word serves as the creative agent that impresses your faith patterns upon invisible substance and sets the law of manifestation into motion with the precision of divine command. When you speak with the authority of one who knows spiritual truth, rather than the pleading tone of one who hopes for better circumstances, your words carry the power to rearrange the very atoms of your financial reality and command the cooperation of invisible forces in manifesting your declared good. The evening hour provides the ideal atmosphere for this sacred work of creative speech, when consciousness can focus with laser-like intensity upon the truths you wish to establish. Speak your financial declarations with the same confidence you would use to state your name or address, not because you are trying to convince yourself or the universe, but because you are simply acknowledging what is already true in the invisible realm. Money flows to me now in increasing abundance from expected and unexpected sources, under grace, in perfect ways. Let these words carry the weight of absolute conviction, the ring of established fact, the authority of spiritual law being invoked and fulfilled through your faithful recognition and acceptance. Avoid the tentative language of uncertainty that broadcasts doubt and delays the very manifestation you seek to accelerate. Replace I hope, I wish, maybe, and if it be thy will with the definitive speech of faith. I know, I accept, I receive, I claim, I give thanks. Your subconscious mind responds to the certainty behind your words rather than the words themselves. And when you speak with unwavering conviction, it immediately begins arranging circumstances to match the reality you have declared with such spiritual authority. Create specific faith declarations for different aspects of your financial life, speaking each with the full feeling of accomplished fact. If you need a particular sum of money, declare with absolute certainty, I now have $10,000 flowing to me through perfect channels in divine timing. If you seek increased income, affirm with unshakable conviction, my income now increases to $5,000 per month through work that I love and that blesses others abundantly. If you desire financial freedom, claim with royal authority, I am now financially free, with abundant resources to meet every need and fulfill every worthy desire. The greatest test of faith comes not in the declaring, but in the maintaining, holding steady to your invisible vision when physical appearances seem to contradict your claims, and when the outer world presents evidence that seems to dispute your declarations. This is the refining fire that transforms mere wishful thinking into spiritual steel, the crucible where true faith is forged and proven worthy of divine demonstration. Your evening practice must include specific training for these moments of testing, building your capacity to remain unmoved by temporary circumstances while maintaining absolute confidence in the invisible reality you have claimed. Prepare specific responses for the inner voice of doubt that may whisper during times of delayed manifestation. When fear suggests, "This isn't working," let faith respond with calm authority. "Divine timing is perfect, and my good is assured by spiritual law." When impatience argues, "It's taking too long," let conviction declare, with serene confidence, "Every moment of waiting is divine preparation for greater blessing than I originally envisioned." When appearances seem to contradict your faith, let spiritual vision affirm with unwavering certainty, "I judge not by appearances but by the truth of infinite supply that never fails those who trust completely." Develop what could be called faith anchors, specific truths about divine supply that you can grasp. During storms of doubt or delay, my source is infinite and never depleted by economic conditions or human circumstances. What I have claimed in faith must manifest according to spiritual law, which is more reliable than any material force. Divine intelligence knows exactly how to bring my good to me in perfect ways that exceed my human planning. These anchoring truths keep your consciousness steady. When outer circumstances attempt to shake your confidence in invisible abundance, faith requires the cultivation of what might be termed mental equivalence, inner states of consciousness that correspond to the outer conditions you wish to experience in your financial affairs. If you desire abundant bank accounts, you must develop the inner feeling of financial security and sufficiency that naturally accompanies such abundance. If you seek increased income, you must cultivate the consciousness of one who naturally attracts and receives generous compensation for valuable services rendered. If you want financial freedom, you must embody the inner poise and confidence of one who is completely provided for in all ways. Your evening practice becomes a sacred laboratory for developing these mental equivalents through deliberate imagination and conscious feeling cultivation. See yourself checking abundant bank balances with calm satisfaction rather than anxious concern. Feel the relief and gratitude of having more than enough to meet every obligation with ease and grace. Experience the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your supply is assured and your future is secure through divine provision. These inner states, consistently cultivated with genuine feeling, become magnetic patterns that attract corresponding outer experiences with mathematical precision. Practice what could be called assumption of the wish fulfilled, living inwardly from the state you wish to experience outwardly, embodying the consciousness of your desired financial condition before it appears in physical form. If you have claimed $50,000 in additional income, how would you feel throughout your day? How would you carry yourself in business meetings? What would be your attitude toward money, toward opportunities, toward your own value and worth in the marketplace? Assume these inner qualities now, not after the money appears, for the inner state creates the outer condition according to the unchanging law of consciousness, not the reverse. Express heartfelt gratitude for your invisible good before it appears in physical form, for this advanced thanksgiving represents the highest form of faith and demonstrates absolute conviction in spiritual law. When you say with genuine feeling, "Thank you for the money that is flowing to me now," you are not thanking for a future event, but acknowledging a present reality in the invisible realm. This grateful recognition serves as powerful magnetic force, pulling your invisible blessings into visible manifestation with remarkable speed and divine past AP precision. Give thanks each evening for the perfect financial solution that is now manifesting in your experience, for the abundant supply that is flowing to you from expected and unexpected sources, for the money that is yours by divine right and spiritual inheritance. Let your heart overflow with appreciation for the night workers, the invisible forces that labor while you sleep, arranging circumstances, inspiring ideas, and preparing tomorrow's demonstrations of your faithful declarations. Transform your evening declarations from mere routine into sacred covenant, a holy agreement between your human consciousness and the divine intelligence that governs all supply. Approach each session as a divine appointment, a consecrated time when you align your personal will with universal will and claim your rightful inheritance as a beloved child of infinite abundance. This reverent attitude elevates your practice from hopeful wishing to powerful spiritual work that commands the approval, attention, and cooperation of invisible forces throughout the night. Close each session with formal acceptance and thanksgiving that seals your declarations in spiritual law. I now accept these declarations as accomplished facts in the invisible realm. I give thanks that what I have claimed in faith is already mine by divine right and spiritual law. I rest in perfect confidence that my good is assured and my abundance is guaranteed. I sleep in peace, knowing that invisible forces work throughout the night to manifest my financial good in perfect ways and divine timing. Guard your final conscious moments before sleep as sacred territory, letting your last thoughts be of gratitude, faith, and peaceful expectancy. Trust that the night is a faithful accountant working on your behalf, balancing ledgers beyond your sight, arranging circumstances for your prosperity, and preparing tomorrow's blessings while you rest in the arms of infinite love. Through this consistent practice of unwavering faith, you gradually transform from one who hopes for prosperity to one who expects it, from one who struggles with money to one who flows in harmony with the endless circulation of divine abundance, living as a permanent resident of the invisible realm where all good exists in perfect fulfillment, awaiting only your faith-filled recognition to manifest as visible, tangible, spendable demonstration of spiritual law in perfect operation.